I'd like to share a Geshmaka point from a mimer from the Sikha of Tafshin Yud Aleph. However, differentiates between the Mesiras Nefesh of Purim over Chanukah. Why was it that Purim was able to complete the acceptance of the Torah, and Chanukah Mesiras Nefesh couldn't do it? They're both Mesiras Nefesh. Now, the Rebbe explains this based on explaining a fascinating distinction in the Rambam, how you have a case where a guy comes to you, comes to someone, a guy comes and gunpoints the person, says, you must do Gilei Rayis, Shechas Damim, or Zara. And if the guy, he's obviously supposed to give up his life, but if he doesn't give his life up, he won't get punished. However, when someone's a chayla, someone's not feeling well, and the only way to get out of his sickness is through somehow doing Avodah Zarah, Gilei Rayis, or Shechas Damim, in that case, if he goes ahead and does the Aveira and saves his life, we punish him. Now, the question is, what's the distinction? They both save their life through Aveira. These are Aveiras which they were supposed to give their life up for. Why does the Chayla get punished? And the Rebbe explains, based on Tzedek Tzedek, that in the case of the Avodah Zarah, and which in the case of a guy, when the guy tries making someone do Avodah Zarah, the Gzeira from Hashem was Hashem challenged the fulfillment of the mitzvah. Hashem challenged and what was subject to the decree was a mitzvah. If you didn't pass the test, okay, but the decree was on the mitzvah, and you didn't pass it. In the case of the Chayla, though, the person himself was subject to the decree. Hashem wanted him to become sick, and Hashem did not want him to save himself through these three means. Hashem explicitly did not want him to save himself. He went ahead and chose to save himself through means which weren't really his business doing. And that's the distinction. What was the Gzeira on? The body or on the mitzvah? And the same thing is Chanukah and Purim. Chanukah was about Muhammad Ruchnius. They wanted to stop the Yiddishkeit and the Shama. Purim, Purim, what brought Mesiras Nefesh was the fact that they were Yidden, the fact that they were just the mere fact that they existed, their body. So their body was subject to the decree. Therefore, anything they did to save themselves, which is even though they could have technically identified themselves as non-Jews, but from Hashem's perspective, they would be doing the wrong thing. They would be saving themselves against the decree which was set upon them from Hashem. So, based on this point, we explain how the body itself at Purim was subject to the decree. The body itself was at a very hefker place, and in order to have acceptance of Matan Torah, you have to have the Gzeira being bevatal of Alyin and Tachtenim. You have to have the bittul of Alyin, bittul of Tachtein, and the chibur of both of them together. So the bittul of Tachtein really applied to Purim, not by Chanukah. And one more point that Rebbe explains is that it brings out from the Mesiras Nefesh obviously was less our part by Purim, it was more forced, but because it was forced, there's a special aspect to it that Hashem put us in a position that there's no way out. There's no einus. There's no like, I did that Aveira because there's an einus, and now I'm potter. No, if the Yidden would do anything, and Rebbe explains, even if it's any small, even if it wasn't those three Aveiras, any Aveira, which Yidden would try doing to disidentify themselves as a guy, that would basically mean that they were kind of agreeing to a Haman, agreeing to Avodah Zarah, agreeing to not Yidden, and it would be a form of Avodah Zarah. Anything they would do would bring out, they would be trying to save your life, which would be going against Hashem's will. It would be going against Hashem's explicit will. And there's no, in this situation, Hashem put them in a matziv, there's no room, no tolerance for any einus. Hashem says, I want you to do Mesiras Nefesh because I want you to be connected with me in this way. There's no other alternative. And that was the ultimatum. And he didn't pass that test, and they did it anyways. Chanukah was more of they chose it, but because they chose it, there was room to choose or not. Purim, there was no choice. Hashem says, you are going to do what I want you to do. You're going to connect with me, and mitzvahs is the way to connect with me, and there's no two ways about it. And it brings out a deep connection that Hashem forced upon us. We still have to choose, but the direct and explicit expectation they had from us, that was only by Purim, and that's another mile of Purim.